dear football freaks, and very welcome to the 7th episode of Talking K-Town, the podcast where we talk about K-Town. My name is Matze, and because talking to myself would be very boring, I'm always happy that my dear friend Steven is right with me. Steven, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
But I'm so extremely proud and happy to welcome, with the number 13, Terrence Boyd. Terrence, how are you, man?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
We are very happy that you take your time for us. This is so cool, man.
Yeah, I got an hour-long drive home. We just had a friendly, and since I got to drive for an hour, I'm gonna be bored anyway. So that's okay.
It's better than listening to the radio. I see.
Exactly.
I pick up your ball because you just said that you had a friendly game against Hoffenheim, and congratulations on your goal, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big thing. It's just a preseason game where not everything is like as competitive as in the league, so you don't overrate those goals. You know what I mean? So what matters most is next week when we start the season, and but it's good to be back in rhythm. It's all about fine tuning right now. So yeah, it's gonna be very exciting, and just fun to see where we're at right now as a team compared to the others, and we can't wait that we
Yeah, Terrence, I was watching VfB Stuttgart play a match today against Mainz, and it was really neat to see football on television again. It seems like forever with this winter break. It was according to the announcer, it was the longest winter pause in the last 20 years because of the World Cup and everything. But how long does it usually take to knock the rust off if you've been sitting without playing? I know you guys are training. How long does it really take to get back up into good shape?
No, I mean, it doesn't take that long to be back in good shape. I mean, okay, so let's do it step by step. So we started December 11th, I think. I missed the first week because I had influenza. I was like almost dying, like lost 4 kilograms, and then just fever, everything. I was just like, plus, like I'm one of those men with the, who catch the flu and think they're dying. And my wife had the same thing, and she was just like, functioning well, right? So missed the first week, and we all already there. We had double sessions every day. Normally you do a double session like mostly the first practice of the week, and then you just like tone it down from day to day. It gets more tactical, and during a season week, right? And we had a double session like every freaking day for weeks now. And then went to camp January 3rd, went to Turkey. Had some days where we had 3 sessions, like a morning run before breakfast, coach's pace, and his hobby is marathons. So that wasn't funny. So to be back in shape, that's not a big deal. It takes 1 or 2 weeks. But the real question is, okay, are we back to the same performance level that we used to perform those last games or the first leg of the season? And nobody can answer that, because it's up to us to find out and to show everyone next week against Hanover. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we've got some questions here from YouTube, and we can. I've got a few myself, and I'm sure Matze has a few questions as well. But a gentleman named Paul Robert Dario Vishka wants me to ask you. I would like to know from him how he perceives the support of the American community for him and the FC Kaiserslautern around K-Town. What do you think of the support of the American community there?
So, well, first off, I'm living close to Heidelberg, which is an hour away. So the day-to-day stuff and like meeting people, I don't really I can't feel it because I'm just there for work. But every time I'm in a cafe or, doing something in Kaiserslautern, every now and then I happen to meet an American, and they always, it's almost every time it's the same thing. Like, yo, I just happened to be stationed at Ramstein, and buddy asked me to come visit the Betzenberg, and boom, they fell in love with it. And it's just funny to see all those Americans cheering for us, and just, you know, as you said, feeling the love, not just for the game, but for Kaiserslautern. There's way more work ahead of us to just, you know, get those Americans connected to Kaiserslautern, because it doesn't matter what sports we play. When there's like 50,000 crazy ass people in the stadium, it's an electric atmosphere, and you just, you know, you get addicted to it. And um, so it's nice to see all those personally, for me, it's always nice to see Americans in Germany. And yeah, the connection with Rammstein, my the dad of my wife used to work there for 15 years. He was in the army. My dad was in the army, so it's always a connection in my life between military and family, and it's just nice to see them around.
Yeah, my personal story, Terrence, was I moved to Kaiserslautern in 2018 for work. I'm a civilian, but I work with the U.S. military there in the city there at Kleberkasern. I'm a big sports guy. You know, most Americans, we like our NFL. So when I moved to Germany, I had not really gotten into the sport of soccer, or, you know, football. I think about a month after I arrived, I decided to go to a match, and
Yeah.
my first match was in the West Curve. Then I went again, and I think I sat at midfield. And every time I was looking out in the field, I would look over to the West Curve and see them jumping around and singing. And I knew from that moment on that that's the only place that I could be happy watching a match there, was in the West Curve. And then through the club, I met Matze. I somehow found his YouTube channel, and Matze became a very, very dear friend of mine. And I became a huge fan. And quite honestly, man, you're probably the most important marketing tool, because now that, you know, you have an American heritage. I think the club would really be missing an opportunity to market the team to the Americans by not showcasing you, because you're quite honestly a superstar. You're one of the most important players there, and I think you're a great draw for Americans in the city.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I mean, you coming from Cleveland, that must be nice. Yeah, it must be nice to like, have a break from the Browns. So
A little bit, yeah.
it was actually, so that was actually easy to fall in love with Kaiserslautern. But
yeah, it's a love,
yeah, but
it's
it's
a
a nice
love-hate
story.
relationship. It really is.
Yeah. In a bit, but that's just a lovely story, and there's one of those of one of many stories Americans had with connected to Kaiserslautern. And yeah, so from day one, when I signed, when I had the meeting with the hanging with the investors and whatnot, I was saying, bring them on. We have to do everything possible to just, you know, maximize everything with those Americans around, because I mean, it's the biggest base in the world outside of the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
Ramstein is huge. Um, so we have to try everything to get them into the stadiums to just, you know, not just fall in love with soccer, but we'll fall in love with Betze, because it is a different club, different culture. And yeah, actually, there's an what's it called, like a marketing session planned in the coming weeks where I'm going to the base. I don't know what exactly. Now we have the camp in Minnesota, so it's small steps. We getting there, and that's what I'm saying. From day one, we have to do everything to just, you know, just yeah, not just market, but make them fall in love with Kaiserslautern, this awesome stadium. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, I try to tell Americans who think soccer is boring, oh, how can you watch a sport where the score is like 1-0 or 2-1? And I told them, you really have to experience it in person. It's not just the sport that's beautiful, but it's everything that comes with it. And me and Matze talk about this all the time. The fan support, the West Curve, the ultras, all of the you know, especially on a match where there's a derby and you have the pyro and you have the smoke. It's all part of that experience. And there's really nothing like that in America. Even your most rowdiest NFL fans don't really come close to a German football fan. It's just almost night and day experience from
Exactly.
a German football stadium versus like here in Cleveland we have the Dog Pound, which is where supposedly the rowdiest fans are, but it's really tame. When I show them videos of the West Curve and especially on a derby day against Mannheim or Karlsruhe, and you see all the smoke and the pyro, and it's just insanity. I tried to explain this to them, and they're like, "Oh wow, I can understand how you get into that over there."
Yeah, I think you just have to have the experience, you know, before you can judge it. And I mean, it's funny that like, you know, soccer is like the number one sport in the world, except for the US. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of yeah, attractiveness. You know what I mean? So every World Cup, I think the boys did very well to showcase or represent the United States. It's all like a big advertisement for all those athletes in the States right now who go into high school or college and have to make a decision. Okay, am I going to the basketball, football, or maybe soccer direction, right? Because I don't know if there's another country in this world who has more freakish athletes than the US, you know? So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I mean, yeah, the love of the fans with soccer, it's crazy. I mean, like ultras or hooligans, those dudes, they, you know, they actually meet with their rivals, and they just say, okay, let's meet this time at the forest, and then they just go at each other. So they
Yeah.
just you know, they just, it's unbelievable. They fight each other, and then they shake hands. All right, see you next week. It's crazy.
We'll
Like
drink a
those
beer
dudes,
and
those
we'll meet next time.
I don't even know if they drink a beer together because there is a hatred between those teams, but it's crazy. You know, this is just the things you don't see like officially. They actually meet up somewhere in the dirt and just, you know, fight each other. It's crazy, man. They're like
Oh yeah.
you know, I would never go at this to this length of supporting my club. You know what I mean? Like the only thing I'm a fan of is the New York Giants, and happy times for me as of we'll see later on. But I would never
Yeah, we
imagine
got
them
a we got a
fighting
big
for it. You know
we
what I
got a
mean?
big game tomorrow. San Francisco, right?
No, Philly. We
Oh,
do with
Philly,
Philly.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would never imagine fighting against someone from Philly just to, you know what I mean? Just to represent my team.
But
It's insane.
do you
It's insane.
understand this kind of relationship to your team, that you are willing to fight someone because these are from an enemy club, or do you say these guys are just nuts?
No, it's just like it's a different breed of fans, obviously, but like
Yeah.
they are just yeah. But yeah, I mean it's hard to imagine like in their shoes, but how should I put it? It's kind of weird because
You don't have any
I think
other
it's yeah, they just mentally somewhere else, you know, because the love goes so deep for their club that they're willing to fight each other or fight for their team. It's just insane. But then again, I get where they come from, because if you don't, you know, you're a little kid, your dad or your parents bring you to those games, you fall in love with the team, you have no choice. You have to, you know, you're just, it's like in your blood now. And same goes when fans are booing you. Because at first, like in the beginning of the career, I was like, man, these people are stupid. But then started become a Giants fan, and then I was almost quite close to booing. and I just recognized, okay, the hate, the booings part, for example, it comes from this deep love, because you love it so much, and when they don't perform as expected or as high enough for your standards, that's when you get like, you know, like just angry with them. And well, it's kind of like I got two little girls, and I shout at them as sometimes because they are being disrespectful and whatnot. And then I don't shout at them because I hate them. it's because I love them so much that I want to make them a better person, right? So yeah, it's very interesting.
Because of this point of view, you understand like fans when it comes to like relegation situation and the fans.
Obviously, of course.
Yeah, you understand this anger, because love and anger are going hand in hand sometimes.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Yeah.
But you just said that you when you were younger and you were a fan of your team. I just call them that way. But you started playing football when you were young. You're playing in Burg, then you played for Bremerhaven, and then you changed to Hertha BSC too. And at which point of this early state of your career you choose and you said, okay, this is going to be my job, I want to be a professional football player?
Actually, I mean, I'm not this typical youth player becoming pro, because so I grew up in Bremen, and obviously there's Werder Bremen, so this is the biggest thing to ever happen to someone from Bremen playing for them. But I was like never good enough to be in their youth. And then we had this like all-star teams of your counties in Germany. So you play all those other counties of Germany, and then I balled out there. I was the only guy for the state of Bremen who didn't play for Werder Bremen. And then half the league wanted me, including Werder Bremen. But then I was like, "Fuck you guys, man!" I tried to come to you like for years, and now that Hertha, Schalke, Wolfsburg, Köln, they were all after me. I was like, come on, man, you're late to the party, man. You could have had me like a long time ago already. Yeah, and then since I never had you could see it in my game when my first touch is not the best, right? Because I never had the proper education. I've never been at a Bundesliga youth team starting from 15 years old, right? Where you like, well, it's the same with school. You need a proper education, and then that's what you feed off your whole career of. And so I had to like do some extra work when I came to Hertha. Was riding the bench all along, and then the last season I started, or actually fought my way back to starting and scoring goals, and then yeah, I mean it was kind of a job already. I always knew I wanted to become a professional, which sounds funny when you're like 16 and you're still not at Werder Bremen and you're still not in a professional setup. But I had like this fire in me that said, okay, there is no plan B. You know what I mean? So
that is nicely said. There is no plan B. I had to become a pro, and you did, because, well, you had a couple of stations in your career with RB Leipzig, which just always comes up in my mind when I'm thinking about your career. And the last one was the Halleische FC, before you came to us. And there are people like Joachim or Robert Williams who always or really want to know, why us? Why is there a specific reason why you say, okay, I want to become a Red Devil, I want to join the 1. FC Kaiserslautern? Or was it just the best offer?
No. I think it wasn't the last season of Kaiserslautern in the second league. Maybe the last, when we played them with Darmstadt. And ever since I had like this feeling, okay, man, if you manage to get to this club with this stadium, because it is the Betzenberg should be on National Geographic. It's insane. It's just it's unbelievable. Seriously,
it is
unbelievable, and the atmosphere that comes with it, and so that's when I first had it in mind. But nothing's for free. You can say you want to go there, but like it doesn't mean that they want you, right? So I was at that part. I was in my career was like kind of declining. I wasn't performing at Darmstadt. I went to Toronto, wasn't performing there as well, and then I just kind of like restarted my career, found the love for football back in Halle, and got my confidence back, and just kind of not just regained my strength, but like became the best version of myself as a football player. And yeah, and then 2 years ago, was it no summer like two and a half years ago, Kaiserslautern wanted me, and I was like, all right, 100% I'm going there. Plus, it's close to Heidelberg, where my wife's from, because we got 2 kids, no grandparents near us, so that would be a big relief, because everyone with kids out there, you're just like functioning as parents, and there's no marriage anymore, no, you know what I mean? The first time they went to kindergarten, both of them, and I had some spare time. We had breakfast, went to a cafe, and then was like, yeah, so what do you like to do? Like, what are your hobbies? I don't know this person anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a big relief, having a close family nearby. The grandma, sister, whatnot, have close friends from school. So I wanted to go there, but Halle didn't let me go, which I had to respect. I had a contract, and yeah, and exactly 1 year ago.
Tomorrow, in fact.
It's finally. Oh, okay.
Tomorrow. I looked it
out.
up. It's tomorrow. The 22nd of January, 2022.
Yeah, it's been an intense 1 year. That's for sure.
Not just for you, man.
You know what's funny is that, like, so you could say the last 2-3 weeks, but just 1 year ago, right?
Yeah.
I was there were many nights where I was in the living room, like talking, or just like going on my wife's nerves, and it's like, okay, I could either stay here at Halle. They just play for, survival, stay in the league. I wouldn't even need to come to practice now. It started on the weekends, right? So life was good. Everything was working.
Oh, Terrence? Are you still with us? Steven, do you hear him?
I don't hear him either.
I can manage to drive an hour too.
Oh, now he's back on track.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, or do I really take on the challenge with Kaiserslautern? Because you will be one of the focal points when it comes to, did they manage to get promoted or not? You know what I mean? So, you're either one of the heroes who got Kaiserslautern back, or, like woke up the sleeping giant, as I call it.
Yeah.
Are you one of those idiots who messed up, right? So do you take on this challenge where there were so many parameters that were unclear given how I performed, right? And how I started Kaiserslautern. And the one thing that bothered me was, what I told my wife as well, there were so many great strikers in the past years at Kaiserslautern, and none of them performed well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've seen them at other clubs. Oh, they performed afterwards. So I had the feeling, okay, something is not right with the team. That was like 2 years ago, right? And this year, when I came, because I was like kind of like surveying the club, and you had a better feeling that, okay, things are better right now, team chemistry wise. Because I always say of myself that I'm kind of a mirror of the team.
Yeah.
Like, do we play well? Do we get more many crosses in or chances? And I'm not stupid that I managed to score goals for you guys, right? But are we not managing to get any chances? Then we play bad football, or like there are no chances for the striker. Well, I'm not one to take the ball at midfield and dribble through the rest of the defense. I can't do that shit. I'm here for the hard work, like holding on to balls, pressing defenders, making them scared of you. Like, people have to extra mark me. I pull them away, so there's space for others in my back. You know what I mean? And obviously, when it comes to the box and crosses, that's why I say, okay, none of you guys is better than me when it comes to the box. I'm not saying I have the best shot, but I have this kind of will to force a ball into a goal, no matter how. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I know I'm not the technically most gifted player on the team. I know, but then again, I'm always going on the pitch. And I'm like, I know I'm the strongest dude up here, nobody can, nobody can fuck with me. And once we're in the box, we're at my home. You know what I mean?
Very, very nicely
You're
said.
in my house.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Very nice said.
Yeah, but yeah. So there were so many like doubts I had, and then I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna do it. And yeah, it was. I mean, at the end of the day, we got promoted. We had a fantastic first half of the season, a second league now. So things are just, yeah, everything's perfect right now. And now it's just okay, chasing new heights as a club and maintaining the level when it comes to like winning games, drawing or not losing as many. So we're not getting into any fear of getting relegated again. So yeah, it's been an
No,
intense
I don't
year.
think so, man. You're doing such a good job. The whole team is it feels like a team for years. It feels like a team.
Yeah, we got to be so stupid to be, like to worry about staying in the league. So obviously there will be games which you either lose because the team is just better individually, right?
Yeah.
Or we had this one game against Regensburg where we lost like deservedly because we just didn't perform.
Yeah.
They weren't better as us. We were just shitty.
Hast du Scheiße am Schuh? Hast du Scheiße am Schuh?
Exactly. But the most important thing about this game was I think the next game was Rostock and we won again. Yeah. So we never got into this into like a performance crisis where we like struggled to win for like 9 games. Or we had in the middle of the first half of the season, I think we didn't win for like 7 games, but we were drawing. We were taking a point every fucking time.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people were laying it out like, yeah, they haven't won for 7 games. Well, fuck you. I mean, we are the like little guys in the league right now.
But we are on rank 4, so come on.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? We can't forget that we are still just a little light in the league because more than half of the team struggled to get promoted from the 3rd league last year. You know what I mean? It's not like everyone's been playing the second or in the Bundesliga for the last 5 years. No. So which makes us seem bigger is the fan base and the stadium, obviously, because when we go to Sandhausen, it's a home game for us. So this is like, yeah. So you got to cope with the expectations that are laid on you because of this massive fan support. We are not a normal like promoted team. Now we seem like I mean, when it comes to the size of the club and the fans, the stadium, it should be the club should be in the 1st league, but it will take years to, you know what I mean, to just establish a foundation that we can build on. You know what I mean? Because I mean, if we're having a like sensational, surprising promotion run this year, everyone's taking it, obviously. But we got to do it step by step. So the whole club, its front office, it's the youth. Both youth teams on the 19, under 17 got relegated to the 2nd highest league.
Yep. Which
is not a good thing. How do you say tell a like a youth German youth national team player or like a big talent? Tell him to come to our club when he's not even playing in the highest class in his youth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many things we got to work on: front office, ticketing, marketing, the youth setup, and most of the part, or the most important part, obviously us, the pros. And it takes time. So big mistake would be like expectation wise. Nah, we gotta maximum this, or next year we have to be promoted again. Nah, it should be healthy and slow. You know what I mean? Maybe by the time we get promoted to the 1st league, I'm not even here then, but everyone's doing their part right now on their way to getting Kaiserslautern back to where they belong. But as of right now, we're not at this level, to be honest.
Terrence, it's so great that your thoughts and this is exactly Stephen and my thoughts. We have to get healthy again and establish ourselves, and then let's see where the ride is going. But I'm extremely optimistic that you and the rest of the team are doing their best for a great foundation, for a better future for the FC Kaiserslautern. But you just said a key word, which also were a question. You once broke an extremely long living curse. For 75 years, in 25 games, America haven't won one game in Mexico. And you joined the team, and then you were the assistant player for the victory goal. Congratulations! How was that feeling? How was it to be in the Azteken Stadium and the feeling there? And you've been one of the key players. How was that feeling?
It was unbelievable. But the funniest thing is, I was injured on my ankle, but since I was a young dude, I didn't tell Klinsmann. So I just, reported to camp.
That's great.
Got some tape around that foot, and then I got subbed in. And the funniest part was, so I couldn't feel shit on my with this foot, right?
Okay.
And the funniest part was, I get the ball from Breck Shea, I think. Was with the back to the goal, right? Ocho was in goal, like 5 meters away from the goal. And in my head, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna backheel it to the goal, right?
Yeah.
Then I didn't hit the ball right, and I was like, fuck no! And then went sideways, and Michael was there, and I was like, oh, okay, I got an assist.
Okay.
So,
who cares?
Yeah, it was never meant. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be like this. I want to score a goal, but I didn't just hit it right because my foot was messed up. So that was funny. But playing the Azteca was, an unbelievable experience.
Could you compare it to German, or you've been to Rapid Wien with the culture, the fan culture there? I know it's always hard to compare like national team fan bases, but playing in Mexico is something very special, I think. And is there any way to compare it to? Any team to compare it to?
I think no, it's different. It's so much different because back then Chicharito was the striker, and you could just feel that he's a fucking god in this country.
Okay.
He's a god. He's like invincible. The way they scream for him, and all those CONCACAF teams, I mean, there are so many like shitty teams where it's like hostile environments. You get, you land with the plane, and then you get escorted with dudes with machine guns who are like, yo, it's
my God.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And when you in Guatemala, El Salvador, or Mexico, you just think like, okay, if they shoot you right now on the street, it won't even make the news. You know what I mean? So that was wow. But we always had like security with us, never left the hotel, and was just playing our airport, hotel, and stadium, right? But no matter where in those North Middle American countries, or Central American countries, you could feel like all those national team players were like idolized way much more than in Europe or even the US. It's different because you could just feel it's way more intense, way more.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like invincible gods. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, like the respect they got. I never lived in Mexico, so I can't tell. You know what I mean? So maybe it's different, but that's from what I can tell or feel like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still have an open eye on the current situation of the American national team?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I'll follow them. And
so you're looking forward to the World Championship 2026.
Yeah, I said this World Cup was like kind of like a friendly game. If the World Cup 26 was like the World Cup final, then this was just a friendly game because, let's be honest, all those big talents, and I like the youth push. It was radical, but I liked it. All those talents right now will be like, proper men when it comes to the World Cup 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And So Pulisic is in, I don't know, close to 30. McKennie, all those are playing their best football. Hopefully, if they're not injured, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everyone will be like, yeah, just like should say they're not kids anymore. They're not teenagers anymore. They will be like they got the experience and this the gift they have from God. You know what I mean? I mean, this generation right now is insane. It's a very we have so many national team players playing in Europe, which is for me is a good thing that they are like the so many spread around the top 5 leagues in the world, and that's a good thing. And yeah, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how far we are going 26. But then again, I mean it's a tournament, so it's not like you're playing a league system and it's like 20 games. You know what I mean? And you can see okay, quality somehow will prevail, but then again, it's how's your form on this given day. So there's so many things that you can't, yeah. We know not under control of, but yeah, I think the future of the US will look bright.
Okay.
Terrence, you brought up something about 15 minutes ago about the success of last year. Take us back to Dresden. I was lucky to fly over to Kaiserslautern for the home match against Dresden, which was no score, of course. And then Matze was able to travel to Dresden to see the 2-0 victory there, which gave us our promotion. I remember what it was like at the stadium. I was there at the watch party, and just the when the final whistle blew and we were going up to the second league, it was just it was magical, man. I have no words to explain it. I'm a new fan. I've only been following this club now for 5 years, but just to see strangers hugging each other and tears of joy. Tell me what it was like for you, the pressure of those 2 matches, and to finally go from the team had started at almost at the very bottom of the table, but at the beginning of the season, but they finally they worked their way up. Tell me what those 2 games were like as a player, the emotions, the pressure. What was it like for you personally?
It's hard to put it in words. So before the first game, we had like 2 weeks preparing for the first game against Dresden at home. We had Dirk Schuster coming in. So there was a lot of news about, coach was sacked, new coach, how is he going to play? So naturally, when there are new coaches around, the whole team is in like shock mode, and everybody who didn't play or didn't start, they give them the best to now impress the new coach, right? Everything was you don't know where you at as a team because you haven't even found yourself, right?
Yeah.
But Dirk Schuster has a way of communicating very, very what's it called, calmly, and going back to the basics, and which and we got a very good match plan. So preparing for the Dresden game. 1 week before we have the first game, we do an intra-squad friendly. We play ourselves 11 against 11 in the stadium. After 10 minutes, Philip Hecher goes out. What's it called? Torres Hemi, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like, shit, okay, because he would be a starter for sure. You know what I mean? And that was like, nah, man, not 1 week before the game. We didn't normally. Sometimes you have a feeling of, okay, what to expect from the opponent. Okay, I got a good feeling, not a good feeling, and I had no feeling, which happens very rarely, because I didn't know where Dresden was at quality wise, because they were shitty in the second league, but then again, it's the second league, right?
Yeah. And they hadn't won.
Didn't know what to expect.
They hadn't won since December that year. They were on a lose. Yeah. They had not won a match for like 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. And but this is also very dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those form curves don't mean shit in those do or die games.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and so we have the first game, And yeah, when the final whistle blew, we actually felt disappointed because we knew we were better than them. You know what I mean? And but we didn't have those 100% chances to like score, and or we just didn't manage to score. And after the game, I was like, damn, we all were like, damn, man, we should have won. And they were actually kind of partying over there, the dressing players, because they were like, okay, now you guys got to come, to our stadium, right? And the dressing fans are also sick, to be honest.
Oh, they're
Yes,
they're
they are.
insane.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
have some of the most very very passionate ultras. We've talked
Yeah,
about
their
this
ultras are
before.
like they are like Champions League level when it
Yes,
comes to
they
the
are.
ultras. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
they're
they're very
insane.
dangerous. Yeah. So we get to the second leg. I'm on a room with John Zimmer, our captain. His fucking calf starts to swell up.
No.
Like the day before the game, like his calf looks double the size that it used to be before. I was like, shit. So this dude's in treatment like 24/7. Uh, uh, we managed to get Philip Herker back. I don't know how. It was like medically wise, not recommended to let him play. You know what I mean? So and yeah.
But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly. And okay, the morning we had a light training session on game day, and Zimmer said, "Yeah, it's okay," and it wasn't okay. Dude was on painkillers and whatnot, and the only thing that the most memorable thing I remember was when we got into the stadium right before kickoff. I think I said it. Because I said I always shout some gibberish, like sometimes people are not even listening to me because I'm in my zone, right? But I said, guys, when we come back to this locker room right after the game, not halftime, but when we come back into this locker room, we'll be second league players. It's like kind of manifesting this shit, right? And so they play a better half than us the first half, and we were just lucky that we didn't concede a goal.
Yeah.
I said we were 3 or 4 halves better than them, both games. Like, you know what I mean? Like in total, we were 3, and we were so lucky that we didn't concede in the first half. All right, then Hanslik with the 1-0, insane, but you couldn't really grab it fully, right?
Yeah, but
I was like, yo, nice. You know what I mean? Okay, we got a game. I think, next scene was the worst part of this whole promotion, my missed chance. Oh my God. So
I remember that too. You were right in front of the goal, and I think it just kind of went off the side. And
to this
day, and I saw your hands went to your face.
Yeah. So to this day, so many people are coming to me and like, yo, I fucking hated you in that minute when you missed it. I was like, man, me too. Like,
I'm a human. I can make mistakes.
Yeah, but you should score this one. And I got the ball. Wanted to put it in the right corner, and I just wanted to take off my hold up my arm to do the cyclops, right? And I'm like, hold on, this. Oh my God, no, I missed it. I was like, no way. And then the most decisive part of the game. Wait a minute. What's it called? Yeah, right after this Greek dude, Lucky Motos, he went 1-on-1 against Matzes, and I was standing in the middle line, and I was like, dude, you just missed a chance. If he's leveling it right now, you could find a new job. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You get for a new job. It's over.
Oh God.
Oh my God, that was so. And he saved it. I was like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. And then Hercher did the second nail, and then we knew, okay, it's over. Then that's where you start to realize, okay, they won't come back from the 2-0. Was it 80th minute? I don't know. And then we had this long ass break. Where, people were
because of the pyro on the field.
Exactly, and other players were already crying on the field. It was crazy, and I'm like, yo, that's hard, And final whistle, and then you still couldn't really what's it called? grasp the whole situation, right? It was different. It was just crazy. It was so crazy.
Matteo Robb was such watching him play that whole season. I think he had the fewest amount of goals let in all of German soccer. He was considered one of the best goaltenders, and it was just amazing how his awareness of where he was in the box, being at the right place, and coming out to challenge a ball, and just his awareness was just especially that game was so amazing. I mean, he was blocking it with his hands, his feet, and just you knew that all we needed was one goal, because Rob was going to shut down the other end.
The funniest thing was, like, we had one time in the season we had the Europe's best defense. That was a funny stat.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all, like, once we score, we knew we're not gonna catch one, and that was like a good thing for us up front to know that they are, like, able to hold on to, like, tight games. Yeah.
But yeah, that when the extra time when that extra time, I was at the stadium for the viewing party, and when all the pyros started going onto the field, all the stadium was already on the pitch at Fritz Walter Stadium. We were already out there celebrating, even though there was still, I think, 6 minutes left in the match. So we know, they're not going to come back, but. You were mentioning, and this is a question that I had for you. Tell us about the Cyclops and how that tattoo became a part of your arm, and how that became a part of your goal celebration. What's like the origin behind the Cyclops?
Well, origin was like was back in Vienna, and a friend of Trimmel, who's playing for Union right now. He was my teammate, and his friend was a tattoo artist, and he was like he's very gifted, one of the best. And so I was going there. I wanted to, like, sleeve up my arm, my underarm, a lower part of the arm, and I said I want some crocodile skin, right? And he just did it bare hands.
Oh my god!
He just looked at Google pictures of their skin, and then just did that shit bare hands, like, very talented.
Oh my
and then
god!
He said, you know what? An eye would be nice as well. And I was like, I don't like eyes. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, but since he's that good, I was like, yeah, just do it. And then he drew it with his hands, and then patted it. And when he was done, I was standing in front of a mirror and just looked at it, and then I held up my arm and I was like, yo, it looks like a Cyclops, And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it the next time I score a goal. So it just came spontaneously, and then I mean, there's so many times where I'm like, man, I wish I had a different celebration, or I feel like doing something else right now. But then again, it's like kind of my trademark move. So, you just got to go with it now. And sometimes it looks stupid, but it's like...
I don't think so.
That's like if you were in the WWE, that's like your finishing move is like the Cyclops,
Exactly. WWE, man.
Exactly.
Well, I can see you there as well.
Yeah, nah. When it comes to, I think I would be a pussy. Nah,
come on. I saw you without a shirt, man.
He'd be doing like jackknife power bombs and everybody, and like slamming them through the ring.
But let me get one step back. When you came back to Kaiserslautern after the promotion, you were at the place where completely packed with people. All the fans were cheering. That must be very impressive. But what was the most impressive thing when you came to Kaiserslautern and you thought, man, this blows my mind? And this is a question which came up, and it says, please be specific, not just the fans or the Betzenberg. What was the thing which really blew your mind?
Yeah, but I still gotta say it was the promotion, because when we were on the stage and partying and just looking at all those faces, I'm not on many players on this team. We're not from Kaiserslautern. We're not even from the state, right? And it was just like, man, like
how should I say? We actually envied the fans because they've been Kaiserslautern fans their whole life. They went through all those, emotions, all the misery in those past years, and you could just feel and see the relief. Like, yo, we're finally back in business. You know what I mean? Like, this is finally a team to be proud about, and you're not gonna get mocked at work or at school. Like, the the feeling that you bring, we as players, we were able to bring joy back to their lives, right? That was so insane, and you just felt like also kind of like a half god for this day or for this moment, because the whole city, the whole region celebrated on this 1 or 2 days, and just, I don't know, influencing so many lives, just because you guys kick a ball. You know what I mean? And I was just going away or stepping away from football. It was so nice to see just the happiness that came back into their lives, and the relief, and that was so uplifting, and so just wow, it was crazy. Other than that, I mean, it's hard with it's always connected to the fans, because I mean the stadium can be as impressive and as nice as it wants to be, but if there are no fans over there, then the fans fill it with life. And so every home game that is packed, that are close to being sold out, is just insane, because there's never I had the luck that I didn't have to yet experience the dark times when fans are booing, and they are booing for a reason. You know what I mean? If you don't perform, that's our mindset. When we go out before games, it's like, okay, when we come back, it doesn't matter how we play, that we are able to look into the mirror, right? And you can say, okay, we just left it all out there. If they were better, I mean, if you play Hamburg SV, obviously they're better than us. You know what I mean? We still managed to draw them, but if they have a good day and you play well, where they still might manage to win, right? So that's not a big thing. But if the fans can feel it and see it, and us as well, if you just didn't give your all, right? That was the one game we had against Ringsburg, for example. Like, everybody wanted to win, but we just didn't. Sometimes you have those days.
It didn't work out at this day.
That's the game that we call the train wreck match, I think, wasn't it, Matze?
No, the train wreck game was the one against Sandhausen.
Oh yeah.
Sandhausen like a loss because of the fans, because we're like outnumbering them so much by the when it comes to fans, that you would think like, okay, you have to win this, right? But like, we're just doing our thing. We just,
of course,
we have right now, the motto is like, okay, you can have the ball, but we take the points, right? And Dirk Schuster, he knows how to get points, and this is the most crucial and most important thing right now, being freshly promoted from third league after years, to just manage to stay in the league. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's obviously nicer to win and you play tiki-taka, yeah, but he knows what material he got. He knows, with me, for example, you can't play tiki-taka with me. You know what I mean? So he's using all his resources to his best knowledge, after the day, how we're gonna manage to get points, and doing a fantastic job right now. But so it's not gonna be easier for the rest of the season, because except for two teams that won against us, everybody is still angry at us and wants to hit us in our faces, because we kind of stole points from them. And you can't forget that, just transfer or market value wise, there's so many teams that are just when it comes to individuals, who are better than us, right? But we team, and that's the most important thing, or word. We as a team, we function. We just, you know what I mean? There have to be many errors, or there has to happen a lot for us to concede goals, because that's our mindset first. Okay, we stay compact. If their center backs have the ball and have 80 to 20 possession rate, that's fine with us. but then you're not getting any shots on the goal, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
you can have as many chances to score a goal, but if we have 2 and we make 2 out of them, you can have 100 and nobody cares.
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, also, coach would be pissed if they had
sure.
so many chances, right? But yeah, but you know where I'm coming from. So
yeah, exactly.
And we can't go into games and think, okay, we did so well in the first leg of a season, it will work out somehow. So we still got to be close to 100% given everything, because we had like second game of the season we had Hier away, and I think we drew them. Yeah.
Yep.
And when I got back to the locker room, Krause, for example, Krause was sitting there exhausted as hell, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know how we're gonna pull this off every week." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we were all like we were just shattered. We were just emptied out. We just empty. We were just, and before that, obviously you're supposed to give 100%, right? You can't measure it, right? But like, it feels way more than 100% that we did so far. You know what I mean? We're just overperforming right now and just putting it all over in there. And yeah, so we'll see if we don't get cocky and think, okay, it's gonna work out somehow. Then we'll be easily staying in the league. But if you think, you know what I mean, we can give 80%, that's enough. Oh, then we're still gonna worry about staying in the league, even if we have 20 points already. So it's still about, okay, being humble, not forgetting where you come from 4 years of, being gone from professional soccer somehow. So
and almost got relegated to the 4th league.
Yeah, so it's just about the mindset. And we are functioning, but performance-wise, I can't tell. We all don't know where we're at right now.
So
we'll see.
You are in preparation for the rest of the season, and I think this is really tough because, as you said, you can't pull out 100% each and every time, but you have the preparation. And Wallbreaker _935 wants to know which preparation is harder, the one of Antwerpen or the one from Schuster?
I don't know how exactly he means this question, because it's just it's all theoretically, right? So everything before games, it's just about, okay, starting film, Antwerpen and Schuster, they both did it like, okay, they're gonna somehow attack us this way in this formation, and might change it to this formation. How are we gonna respond to that? And but what I know is like Schuster goes way more to depth, where we kind of like, okay, man, one more information. I know who his last girlfriend was and what he had for breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not surprised during the games because we knew what was coming. It's not the players, it's obviously just the formations, tactical wise. Okay, are they like building up with like 2 center backs, or is the number 6 coming back and they're building up with 3? Hardest part, for example, for me, the hardest opponent this league is Magdeburg, because their goalkeeper standing right in front of me and is doing the build up. So they're like 3 or 4 against 1 or 2, like me and the number 10 most of the time. So you can't really challenge them, right?
Yeah.
And those are the things where you're not surprised, because if you're surprised and you're not prepared well enough, oh my God, most of the times you change systems during halftime, and in this one halftime when you're like already surprised, a lot of things can happen.
Oh yeah.
And then the can already be over because it's 4-0 for the opponent. So this, when it comes to match plan, we were very well prepared for every opponent, because we know what their plan A and plan B will look like, and we just adapt accordingly. And and then when it comes to our possession, it's just a matter of, okay, we don't want to waste no time. We're going straight to the goal, right? So try to play like a nice clean ball where we just counter attack or build up, but with a meaning behind it. Not keep ball for possession. Everyone once in a while, of course, because we need a breather. Yeah, but like we don't play this game for the beauty of it or for fun or for like stats. We just want to get in front of the goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the good thing right now, that we just we waste no time. So it's and so far it's been a very good match plan and tactic, and yeah.
Okay.
And Terrence, you've made such a huge impact. You know, you came here last year after the winter break, and it's like you just were like a missing piece of the puzzle that just dropped right into place. And it's, you know, some players take time to adjust to a new team, no matter what sport you're talking about, basketball, football, soccer. You seem to have just dropped into place and just took off running. What about the club has allowed you to excel? Was it just the coaching? Was it your teammates, or was it the strategy that allowed you to succeed so well here in K-Town? There's all of this chemistry that needs to happen for a team to be successful, and it seems like you've just fit in here so perfectly.
No, well, the first thing was before I moved to Laufenden was okay. I have to not impress the coaches. I have to impress my teammates, that they know, okay, I'm not a guy who just came in new and I'm taking away the spot from the other striker, but he came in and he will make us a better team, right? That was the first and foremost. That was my most important part. It's not like, hey, Mr. Big Show is in town, and you know, let me do the rest, because I'm so what's it called? Dependent from other players, right? If they use me in the best way, then I'm gonna be able to provide. But if, like, as I said before, I'm not a dribbler. So, and as I said before as well, it's the mirror thing. You know, I reflect you guys. So, and actually, for me, in my opinion, it took longer than expected for me to instill the software, because the first games, let's say 5, 6, 8 games, I had trouble. How we exactly gonna defend when it comes to, like, you know, the opponent or the center backs have the ball? How we gonna press them? Because I was born and raised with what's it called? Angriffspressing. You know, like, you know, you like high pressing, right? And to just stand there and, you know, go sideways, that wasn't my thing. And so it took a while for me to instill the way we play. And then the first goals came, but as I said before, it's just the most important thing is the team chemistry, because they've already performed, you know. Now I'm coming to play. I'm most likely going to take away a spot from one of those dudes who performed, you know, talking about strikers. So it's very hard to come in there, be humble. I don't take myself serious at all, so I make fun of myself before others do it. And you know, like, if I would be arrogant, like, yo, I'm here to save your asses, you know what I mean? You won't get the team, and you won't get passes from the team and everything. You know what I mean? So, it was a thing of, okay, help me, help you. You know what I mean? And so the most important part of how did it click so quickly, or what was the key to the success of this whole team and me coming in or joining them halfway through the season, was just the team just allowing me to make them better, or to integrate me just perfectly. And it was just a very smooth transition, because there are so many different characters, and especially for strikers, it's not funny if there's someone new and he's already taking a spot, right? So it's a team sport, and I know that my name is going to be dropped way more often publicly when it comes to Lautern, but it's not like I'm the messias here. I'm just one. It's like being soldiers. Everybody's just doing their part, right? Yeah. And so I'm just one little puzzle piece of the whole thing. And but they allowed me to succeed in here, and as a whole, we just it's a very nice story so far.
We do have one other question here too, from is it Joseph Williams here? Asking you to explain what Mettbrötchen is to Americans, and that was kind of like your one of your most famous moments when you were, I guess you were a little bit late to the game, and you had a breakfast of Mettbrötchen. Can you explain to the American viewers what that is and like how it became kind of like associated with you?
I mean, I've never seen it in the States. It's like pork or like ground beef. You know what I mean? And so yeah, just spread directly on the bun. And
yeah, but it's not a bun. In Germany, we don't have like this is like a hot dog Brötchen bun. In America, we have like real Brötchen. You can't get Brötchen in America.
Yeah.
Could you? I don't know. I've been related with a woman for 2 years in San Francisco, and I've never had real Brötchen there.
Yeah, it's kind of rare.
Yeah,
for me, yeah. The closest thing is bagels, so I don't know. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say. The bagel, it's kind of like toasted.
Yeah, it's just like raw meat on a bun, and it's a thing here in Germany, and I actually enjoy them. And yeah, because the story was that like the day I came out of my COVID, missed the bus, or the team already went there the evening before, and then I just went with Thomas Senging, the sporting director. Flew over the autobahn. He was like, wow, he was pacing over the highway and stop at a gas station. I'm like, okay, I had 2 coffees and then this was like raw meat on the bun, and let's go.
Do you know that on the like the kiosk thing at the train station, they had a Boyd breakfast, which was a coffee and 2 Mettbrötchen.
I saw it online, yeah, but I've never been there before. But I should give it a try. Do they still have it?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I should go. Is it only open on game days though?
I guess so, yeah. Unfortunately, because it is a very good spot there. I'm always there on every match day.
So funny, yeah. Yeah, it's all the nutrition you need.
Mm-hmm.
Carbohydrates and protein.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any questions? I don't have any more written down, and I guess my personal questions got already been answered.
Okay.
But one last one. You said that the expectations of the fans is a part of them say, okay, we get promoted. The other part says, oh, we have to stay in the league. Of course, I think we stay in the league. Getting promoted would be extremely awesome, but too early. What are your expectations for... we need 11 points to the 40-point mark to stay in the league. How long will it take that we are reaching that goal?
Well, I'm always very, very bad at betting, so
okay.
I don't even want to make a prediction. But yeah, our goal is to just do it as quickly as possible, so you have a relaxed season where there are no, we're not in danger of people from the front office losing their jobs again, and having to cut back as a team, as a club, financially, and with people having to be let go and everything that comes with a relegation, and just as quickly as possible. And then, me personally, I would like to see that we're in the single digits. So place number 9. That would be nice. A nice way to start your first season, or finish your first season in the second league. But first of all, we take that we just stay in the league, and then we go from there.
Okay.
Sounds perfect. I've got one more question for you. Actually, 2 quick ones. Number 1, what is your game day preparations? Do you have like a playlist of music that you listen to? Do you have like a routine for game day? And also, are you looking forward to coming to Minnesota? Because I will be there in June for your friendly match against Minnesota United FC. I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of Kaiserslautern fans, both here in the U.S. and in Kaiserslautern coming over. So I will definitely try to try to at least say hi to you there. But that's pretty much all I've got.
Yeah. Routine. Well, routine is like, yeah, have breakfast. Then again, like I always do like oatmeal before as a last lunch or meal, and then heading to the stadium. Then everyone is kind of zoned out, so you're like there and you're not there, kind of. Then I'm having coffee, for example, a lot of coffee, drinking a lot of water, so you're hydrated enough. You can also test it with your pee, because close to kickoff, you have to pee every 5 minutes, because you're taking in so many fluids. But then again, so if your pee is white, then you know, okay, you're game ready, kind of.
Okay.
And, coffee, we take what else? You got like sometimes you take a caffeine pill, just to get you going to be there. And what else? Then
are you superstitious in any kind of way, like putting your left sock on before the right one or anything like this?
I forgot, which is a big relief, because if you're superstitious and you do it the opposite way, then the whole day is already ruined, right? And so I kind of forgot which shoe or socks I take or put on first, but I still think about it every time, which is so weird. My wife has to wear the what's it called? Engagement ring. Like, she's never wearing it, but only on game days, because it so happened that one time she had it on. I scored, and from then on, I was like, okay, you better wear it every time, right?
That's
so when we're in the stadium, close to warm up, she sends me a picture of her finger.
Oh, that is cute, man. That is really cute.
Just so I can feel calm about, okay, she got the ring on. I asked my eldest, my 6-year-old, if I'm gonna score. If she says 1 or 2 goals, that's a good thing, or 1 goal is a good thing, because it mostly happens. But sometimes she gets freakish and says, I'm gonna score 8 goals, and then I'm like getting angry at her. You're like, you're something realistic, you know what I mean? So I'm doing that. Yeah. And then I just do my routine, like stretching before we head out to warm-ups, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it's actually funny, because you have to pee so many times, and then it already happened so many times that I go to this toilet, and then like stand in front of it, and I gotta go to this toilet. And then I just change. But you're already like ready to go, like already, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if somebody would watch me, it would think I'm a freak. Like, you know what I mean? It's just weird.
But who cares if it works?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody got their little weird ass preps, but it's funny.
We're all nerds in a kind of way.
Yeah. And the Minnesota thing, I was like, yeah, finally we're going to the US. Never been to Minnesota, and it's sad that there's no NFL, NBA season during that time. But yeah, so I'm very looking forward to it, and seeing the fans over there. Actually, like our physio, he's a big vinyl and music guy, and so we wanna. Is there actually a question for you? Is there like a kind of a museum of prints?
I'm not sure. I'm a vinyl guy too. I'm big into audio myself, but I'm sure there are probably quite a few record shops there.
Yeah, like but especially in honor of Prince. Is there anything in Minnesota? Because it should be, right?
I could do some research and give you that information privately. I've never been to Minnesota myself either.
Yeah. Okay. How long did you drive from Cleveland?
I think I'm gonna fly, and I think directly from Cleveland it's a 2-hour flight, so it's really not far at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Minnesota is probably one of the states that's even colder in the wintertime than here in Cleveland. We do get a lot of snow, but Minnesota is usually buried in snow from usually November through March, April. They're usually under snow of some sort. So it'll be interesting to see. I have a buddy that's a big Vikings fan too. Which, by the way, are you excited about the NFL playoffs? I remember watching you make a post about Saquon Barkley, which we almost had a chance to draft him.
Yeah, we just kicked him out, so that's a fun fact.
Yeah, that's good.
Even if we gotta get kicked out later on by the Eagles, I'm already so happy because it's been, I think, 6 horrible years as a fan, and it's just nice to see some playoff action.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's actually 2 a.m. when we kick off later on in Germany. I don't know. I'm still thinking about watching it, but we got practice at 10, so if I watch it from 2 to 5 and then wake up at 7, it's going to be a hard night.
You'll need 6 cups of coffee.
Exactly. And 8 Mettbrötchen.
Yeah, exactly.
We had the chance to draft him in 2018 when Barkley went into the NFL draft from Penn State, and the Browns picked Baker Mayfield, which ended up not working. He had a good year here, but Saquon Barkley was just a phenomenal athlete. I love watching him play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the same. Only thing I remember was with Daniel Jones when we drafted him. I was like kind of reserved at first. Then I saw the resemblance to Eli Manning, and then since then, he's our guy. And Saquon is unbelievable. If he's given both of them, if given the time and space, right? Because it always starts with the O-line, and that was our biggest weakness the past years. Yeah.
Are you a fantasy football player by any chance?
Yeah, actually, I became like 7th of 10 in this year's fantasy round. We have one of Kaiserslautern. Actually, Florian Dick and Krause won it. They both.
Oh, wow.
But, the game that Hamlin, where he got, where Hamlin was hurt on coma. Yeah, so three players were already playing in fantasy, so we say, okay, both of you guys won. So they get one of those. I actually ordered them those trophies, the fantasy trophies, with the dude sitting on the chair with a phone in his hand and a helmet on. Yeah. But I'm so shitty. I'm always so biased. So I'm always taking Giants players, and especially those that don't perform. And I don't know. I'm just bad at fantasy.
Yeah, you can't be a homer when you're playing in the league.
That's what I just wanted to say, man.
Yeah.
We just Ohio just allowed sports gambling here, so I've played a few dollars here and there, but I've told myself I can no longer bet on my team because I'm going to be that guy who's we're going to win no matter what, and then I'll lose money. So I'm trying to avoid putting money on my own teams. I'm just going to bet on other teams around the league, and maybe I'll bet some money on K-Town now that we can do that here.
Yeah, but you know what I figured? I should have stopped betting against the Giants because, you know what I mean? If they lose, I make money.
Yeah, that's another way to look at it.
Yeah.
I have to throw away money if they win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is always like, okay, like Murphy's Law. Yeah, like obviously they had to lose now. Betting on them and this. Yeah, it's funny.
This is exactly the reason why always on my live streams I'm not going to bet on my team, because I would always say that K-Town wins, and it's round about 15 years ago. Some friends and I predicted the whole season, and then we checked how many victories and points we got at the end for everyone. Yeah. And the estimate of the 5 years before, I think we were 6 guys, and by 4 of them, K-Town would have won the championship. So it's always a bad thing to bet at your own team.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Okay, guys, Terrence, especially, thank you so extremely much for your time, for your patience, and for all your nice and very interesting answers, not questions. It was a huge pleasure for me, and take care, be safe, and I'll see you on the upcoming game from, unfortunately, not from the stadium, but from the couch. I'll watch it on live stream and together with some other friends online. But I'm looking forward to see your 3 goals, man.
No,
and
thank you.
I'm hoping to see that on ESPN Plus here. I have to actually do some investigation, but I will see you in person hopefully in June in Minnesota. I will either yell at you or wave something and be like, "Hey, over here!"
Remember me? It's me. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so thank you for having me, and had a great time. It was fun. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, you guys stay blessed.
You too.
All right, you too, brother. Stay safe and win.
All the very best to you, to your family, to your fiance, to your wife. She should wear her ring every time. And
Exactly, yeah. I'll make sure she does. Yeah.
All the very best.
Super glue it to her finger so it will never come off.
Exactly. Okay, guys.
All right.
Have a good night.
You.
See ya.
All right, guys.